A lot of people would argue, and Pete Prisco and Brady Quinn did earlier today on HQ, that he's the best quarterback in the Super Bowl, even though maybe Will Brinson would beg to differ since, Pete says you already have Matthew Stafford in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Pete's pretty triggered by this. It's hilarious because in fact, the only thing standing in the way of Matthew Stafford and the Hall of Fame is Pete Prisco's prediction that Joe Burrow would win a Super Bowl. So a real take fest between me and Pete right now. Look, Pete, I said a year ago when Matthew Stafford was rolling out in Week 17 unnecessarily with a bunch of injuries for the Detroit Lions, and he was a Hall of Fame quarterback who had just landed in the wrong spot. Pete's been trying to roast me about it for a year now. And Matthew Stafford is 60 minutes away from securing his place in Canton. And you can argue whether or not he should be a Hall of Famer all you want. It doesn't matter. If Matthew Stafford wins a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams, given his statistics, given where he will end up statistically and production-wise, yardage, touchdowns, everything, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Pete's mad about it because I'm going to be right if he wins. Pete can't disagree with it. He's like, it's ridiculous. You can't put him in with one Super Bowl. It's a single Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford has incredible statistics. Matthew Stafford is an incredible quarterback, and he finally is getting a chance to show people that when he's not being dragged down by the sad, pathetic anchor that is the Detroit Lions. You put him on a good team with a good organization, people are saying, oh, he can't win a playoff game. Yeah, nobody wins playoff games in Detroit. He goes to LA and he immediately starts winning playoff games and playing at a really high level against tough defenses and doing it on the biggest possible stage. I said, I don't know what else Pete needs to hear. Somebody needs to box his little tiny tan ears and let him know that if Stafford wins this game, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Tiny tan ears.
I love it. I love that take. That's so great. And I think you're right. You and I talked a couple years ago about where Matthew Stafford was in the NFL rankings. I think we did our top 10 quarterbacks. And I left him out, and I couldn't believe it. But it's because he played in Detroit. He was an afterthought because he played in a horrible organization. And at the beginning of this playoffs, I thought there wasn't a quarterback across the entirety of every playoff team that had more pressure on him than Matthew Stafford did because of the deal that was made, the trade that was made, bringing him in. Like Jared Goff got you there. Now you want the quarterback to take you over the hump, and he still has way more pressure in this game than Joe Burrow. And yet, for once, he's finally had some support around him, and he's silenced all of his critics that are out there. And I would say he doesn't even need the Super Bowl to make the Hall of Fame. He's still not done playing. We're going to still see him move up the ranks of these passing records where he's going to stand. And if you start getting to Super Bowls, that becomes even almost as good. But clearly, you give him a Super Bowl ring with a win this Super Bowl against the Bengals, I think it's a lot.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.